Hey guys, it's Dana, and I am back with another quick update video. I do it in the form of a live stream. I just wanted to get some of this information out as quick as possible, so I figured it would be quicker just to do it as a live stream. So, Southern Taste, Annie, Sarah, how you doing? I see you guys in the chat. I just kind of want to focus on some of the information that I've kind of been thinking about, and I actually had a request from one of the viewers about if I know anything going on with the child tax credit and people's returns being held up because of it. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about something that I caught myself when I was filing my tax return this year, and I probably should have made a video on this sooner. So I could have. I feel like maybe I could have saved people a headache. But so this year, because of the advanced child tax credit payments, everyone should have gotten one of these letters in the mail. It's a looks like this. It's got your dependents and the amount you received on the advanced child tax payment in 2021. And it's called a 6419 letter. People also got a stimulus letter, 6475, I believe. But this letter, this video, I want to talk specifically about the advanced child tax payments. And the IRS made it very clear early on that the amounts that you filed on your return had to match what they had on file. So they really wanted people to wait until they received this letter before they filed their tax returns. And unfortunately, every year there's people that file their returns in January, mid-January. As soon as they get their paperwork from work, their jobs, their 1099s, they go ahead and they try to get their returns filed as soon as possible so they can get their refund as soon as possible. So there were many people that filed before they received this form from the IRS, and it's causing a lot of problems, and there's been a lot of holds because a lot of the numbers that people are reporting that they received from the advanced child tax payment isn't matching up with what the IRS has on file for them. So this is a big reason. This is not the only reason people's refunds are being frozen. This is not the only reason that could cause problems for you. This is just one of many possible reasons, but this video I want to focus on. I'm knocking over my microphone. This video, I want to focus on this particular issue that's happening. Okay, so the first thing that's happening is, particularly with people that are married, each spouse got one of these 6419 letters, and each spouse had half of the amount that was the total of the amount that they received for the year. In other words, I'll use me and my wife Caitlin as an example. We did not receive a payment for July because we were under that unemployment automatic adjustment amendment that the IRS was doing automatically. I had also filed an amended tax return, which is completely separate. But once the unemployment adjustment went through in August, we did get an August child tax credit payment and half of the July tax credit payment. So we got a total of $11.25. For child tax payments in advance. And then the next month, my amended return that I filed all the way back in April hit the system, and we went back to pending on the advanced child tax payments, and we didn't receive any child tax credit the rest of the year. This happened to a lot of people that filed amended returns. This happened to a lot of people that had unemployment last year. So when the IRS sent their letter, they sent me a letter that said I received $562.50. And they sent Caitlin a letter that she received $562.11. And basically, what was happening was when I went into my tax software and was filing my return this year, it asks you to put the amount from the letter from each person, from you and your spouse, if you're married. If you're single, then you would only have to worry about the letter that's on your amount. So I think what is happening with a lot of people is they probably did what I did at first, where they put the exact amount because the IRS have just divided the total payment they gave you in two. Like they gave us $1,125. They divided that in two payments of $562.50, gave the $562.50 letter to me and the other letter of $560.50 to Caitlin. And when I put those two amounts into the tax software, and this is happening with all the tax software, even if you pay someone to use like if you pay a tax preparer, when they're putting numbers into their software, any amount, any dollar amount that is 50 cents or higher, it gets rounded up to the next dollar. So I noticed when I was filing my tax, right just before I was about to file, I was looking over my final numbers, and it was saying I received $1,126. And I'm saying, well, wait a minute. No, I know that's not right. I know we received $1,125. So then I went back to the advanced child tax payment section in the software and saw that they rounded us up each to $563 instead of the $562.50 for each of us. They put $563, and it happens automatically. So this is a problem because if the number that you put in that's going on your 1040 form doesn't exactly match what the IRS has on file, it's going to hold it up. And I knew this because I had already read about it earlier in the tax season. So what I did was I went back and I changed my amount to, I kept it at the $563, and I changed Caitlin's amount to $562, so that the total was the $1,125 that we actually did receive. And the reason I could do this is because when you file that form 8812 that has the advanced child tax payments, the number that's getting reported on your 1040 is only the sum total of both spouses. They're not looking on the 1040. They're not looking for both spouses separate. They're looking for the total amount altogether. So that total amount altogether has to add up to what they sent you. And I think what's happening is a lot of people just put in what they got in their letter, didn't even think about it. The software automatically rounds it up to the nearest dollar. So a lot of people's numbers are off by like $1, and that's literally causing a lot of these 570 freeze codes on transcripts from advanced child tax credits, because then people are seeing that like within a week or two, they fix the number and then they're getting the refund release and they're getting their refund. So that $1 can cause like a week or two delay in the processing of your refund. So that's part of the problem. Another part of the problem with the child tax credit is that, especially for married couples, they're getting these letters, and or they're not. They filed before they got the letters, and when they're doing the tax software, they know they got say they got $2,500 for the year, and the tax software is saying how much did you and your spouse receive for the child tax credit, and instead of dividing that $2,500 into two, because they wouldn't know to do that because they did it before they got the letter, they put $2,500 for them and they put $2,500 for their spouse, which would actually equal $5,000 on the 1040 that they did not receive. So a lot of people are over putting a number in because they filed before they got the letter. They didn't understand how the IRS was going to break that down. So this is a huge problem that's occurring with the child tax credit, is just simply numbers that are being input incorrectly, in part, because for some people, because they didn't wait for the letter. But in the cases of a lot of these situations, it's literally they're off by like a couple bucks. And it's all because the IRS split the amount between the two spouses, or maybe it's there's another situation I'll talk about too. But just as far as the two spouses, they didn't notice that the people that were filing the return were unaware that the system is rounding those numbers up, and henceforth it's not going to match what the IRS has on file. It's automatically going to cause a delay because it's going to get flagged for review, because the system, the algorithm, is checking all your credits and everything you claim. And when you report something that doesn't match up with what they have in the system, it's automatically getting flagged for review. Another reason it could get flagged for review is if you had a new dependent that was born in the year 2021. So you never received child tax credit for them because they were just born. The IRS didn't know. Now the new year comes up, you're filing your taxes, you claim that new dependent, automatically you're trying to get the child tax credit for that new dependent. That's also going to be reviewed, which is going to be a little bit of a delay, because now they're going to have to verify that new dependent belongs to you and you have the right to claim them. So these are all sorts of delays that are getting caused. This is a big part of why so many refunds are getting delayed. And I thought I needed to make this video as soon as possible, because there's still going to be plenty of people that haven't filed their returns yet. And they need to understand that when they're filing in the tax software, especially if you're filing on your own, you need to really look at those numbers really close when you're inputting the child tax credit payments into the software, because it's going to ask you how much is on the form 6519 for you. And if you're married, it's going to ask how much is on the form for your spouse. You need to ensure, regardless of what the tax software is saying, you need to ensure that the total amount equals what you actually got. In other words, as I said, in our case, we received $1,125. We could log into our child tax payment portal on the IRS website and see, they tell you how much they sent you for the year. It just said the total amount was $1,125. So that was the total amount that I needed to make sure matched up. So I adjusted the amount that Caitlin had on her form within the software to $1 less, because mine was getting reported as $1 over. So that when it added up to the amount that we actually got. You got to make sure the arithmetic is correct. You got to make sure that what you're reporting matches up with them. Of course, if you had a new dependent, it's not going to match. So there's not much you can do about it. It's going to get delayed. They're going to go through all the verifications. And in the cases of these small errors, they're going to fix them automatically. The things they're not going to fix automatically are going to be the dependents. They might ask you for more information. And then, of course, there's plenty of other reasons that people's returns can be held. Various other credits they're claiming, like recovery rebate, missed stimulus payments. Those are other reasons people look-back credit. There's another reason people are getting held up too. If people are doing the stimulus payment, recovery rebate, and the look-back credit, that's like the Quinella. That's basically like they're almost certainly going to review your return. And wage and income verification is another big one that's occurring, and identity. They're verifying people's identity a lot. They are sending out letters as well. They're sending out 4464C letters. Put up here on the IRS website. There's not much you can do with that. It just explains that they're verifying your income and any withholding you had to make sure that you are eligible for all the credits that you received. A lot of times with the wage verification, they're waiting on information from your employer. So there's literally not much you can do about that. Once again, I do see everyone in the chat. I'm glad everyone tuned in. I just wanted to make this quick video. I thought it was very important to make this video because I want to make sure people understand, if you haven't filed yet, that you need to double check your numbers and make sure they're correct before you press send on that e-file, and also to help other people understand why they may be in review for the child tax credit specifically. So once again, like I said, the big holdup is really that just the numbers aren't matching up. Even if it's off by $1, it can slow it down. So in our example, if I had just let it go, I guarantee if I had just let it go and reported it the way TurboTax was telling me to report it, we would have been under review as well. But I caught it before I pressed send. I adjusted my wife's by $1 just to make sure it added up correctly. Sent the return in, and we never had a delay other than the PATH Act, which lifted, and we got it in the first batch of PATH updates. So that's causing problems for some people. I'll do other videos on some of the other problems people could face. So if this applies to you, you got the advanced child tax payments last year, could be a potential reason why you're being held up. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get going. Just wanted to make the quick video. Hope all is well with everyone. If I see any comments in the videos, I'll try to respond to them as quick as I can. Take care.